Year 0. In December, I graduated from Carnegie Mellon University with a degree in electrical and computer engineering. I was just like many of you, unsure of the life that comes after college. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to code and uncertain if I wanted to stay in the US. So instead of finding a job in America, I headed to South Korea where my parents were. Year 1. I decided to become a game director. I wanted to make games like Final Fantasy X, my childhood favorite, so I decided to pursue my dream in Japan, the home of JRPGs. But my plan was thwarted by the earthquake and tsunami that hit Japan in March. Instead, in August, I led an outreach team at my church to help the refugees. Here, I met a girl who would later become my wife. In October, the situation improved, so I finally flew to Japan. Year 2. I started the year learning Japanese at a language school. After all, living in a foreign country meant that I should learn their language. For me, kanji was the most challenging. Every day, I would write the same kanji several hundred times until I could memorize it. Repeating the process for a year, I estimated writing more than 100,000 kanjis. The hard work paid off when I acquired JLPT N1 in the same year. It was the highest certificate of Japanese language proficiency with less than a 25% acceptance rate. I also got my first part-time job at a ramen restaurant. Washing dishes, making ramen, and serving customers at 1,000 yen, or about $10 an hour, wasn't exactly fun, but I would still do it to improve my spoken Japanese. Year 3. I joined the 2-year game development program at a Senmongakko, the vocational school. I remember being very anxious on my first day. What if I can't read the kanji? What if I don't understand what my classmates say? But whenever I had doubts about myself, I tried to focus on my goal. 6 months into school, I created my first game, Spike. It was an action puzzle game incorporating the concept of hookshot from Zelda. I won the Bronze Award in a game development competition and used the award to get my first coding job. I worked on a mobile game using ActionScript 3 for the client and Java for the server. After realizing that I learned considerably more by working than studying, I quit vocational school midway. The 2-year adventure into Japan was fun and exciting, but at the same time, lonely. So I returned home to South Korea to reunite with my family and plan my next steps. Year 4. I tried to go back to the US, but to no avail. No companies wanted to sponsor a visa for someone with only 6 months of work experience. I shared this with my friends, including the girl who would later become my wife. She seemed to enjoy the idea that I would finally stop living abroad and stay nearby for once. She seemed different suddenly, so I asked her out and we started dating. We have been together ever since. I applied to hundreds of companies in Korea just to get rejected every time. I worked as a part-time IT admin in the interim, making around $1,000 per month. For each rejection, I would say, "Sorry, I didn't make it." My girlfriend would say, "It's okay, I believe in you." 6 months into job searching, I finally got a summer internship at NCSoft, a game giant in South Korea. Despite proving myself technically, I didn't get the return offer. I was back to ground zero. In December, I finally received a full-time offer from eBay Korea with a salary of 37 million Korean won, or around 33,000 US dollars. The number might look very low, but it was a decent salary for an entry level in Korea. Nonetheless, I finally became a software engineer. Year 5. I got assigned to my first team. I learned new technologies: HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Bootstrap, and React for the front end, C# and .NET for the back end. Having come from a gaming background, I found these web technologies fascinating. I built websites, apps, background workers, dashboards, and many more. I enjoyed the growth and learning. There was nothing more exciting than watching myself grow and acquire new skills. Year 6. I went on a date with my girlfriend to Sebit Island in Seoul. Here, I proposed with a rose in hand. She says yes. We got married a few months after. Year 7. An Amazon recruiter reached out to me through LinkedIn. She asked whether I was interested in an opportunity in the US. I replied yes and started lead coding for the first time. The phone screen didn't go well, but to my surprise, I got invited to their on-site. I flew to Seattle from Seoul just for the on-site interview. I received an offer, $140K including sign-on. Pretty good. I started day 1 in April. Coming back to the States after 6 years was exciting, but I quickly grew tired of working on the front end and the lack of growth at Amazon. I sought support, but none could fill the emptiness. After a lot of thought, I decided to grind the code again. Year 8. I applied to companies like Google and Microsoft. Google rejected me, but my interview with Microsoft went very well. The hiring manager at Microsoft asked, where would I be in 5 years? I answered, I have no idea exactly where, but wherever that may be, I'll always be at a place where I'll have become a better, greater person. He loved my answer and extended an offer maxed out for my level. I accepted. My journey with Microsoft began. Year 9. I bought a used electronic drum set on eBay for $300. Learning to play drums has always been at the top of my bucket list. I set a goal and practiced every day. 2 months in, I started playing for a local church band. I practiced at least 2 hours a day, copying the song's every stroke and movement from YouTube. Repeating such a rigorous routine every other week was demanding, but also rewarding. It was the most fun I had in years. Year 10. COVID-19 hit, and the world was in jeopardy. At first, working from home was challenging, but I quickly adapted to it. I configured my productivity couch setup. The persistent hip and back pains I had from sitting a long time were gone. I couldn't be happier and more productive. Oh, and I got COVID. Year 11. My wife came up with this funny idea of starting a YouTube channel. For some reason, she thought I'd be good at it. I laughed at her thinking, what a silly idea. Next week, we started filming the video, A Day in the Life of a Software Engineer Working from Home. It went viral, getting 1.5 million views in the first month of release. The channel also got more than 20,000 subscribers in 2 months. Year 12. My growth at Microsoft had stagnated. I searched for answers from my manager, the work, and the company. Then I realized how foolish it is to find answers in such, or the truth lies not in those, but lead code. I received a few offers, including one from Google. Google had always been my dream company, but after contemplating, I decided to join another that offered a better growth opportunity and higher compensation. And here I am, making a video reflection of my life journey. When I look back, my career journey had more failure than success. Some people see me as a successful software engineer, but with such a late start in career and first annual salary of around $33K, I wouldn't say my beginning was that rosy. If I had to pick one thing I did well, however, I would choose determination. I would write the same kanji hundreds of times for hours until I could read and write the entire paragraph in Japanese. I would practice drums for hours until I could copy the song entirely. Many said it is nearly impossible to return to the US once you're out, but here I am. I could never imagine myself making a 6-figure salary back in college. Who would have known I would end up saying no to Google? In retrospect, I never gave up. No matter where I was, I always strived to be better than who I was yesterday. A better me, a better man, a better husband. Pirateking is said to be the freest person on the ocean. To protect the ones I love, I have to be stronger or I'll lose them all. Power isn't determined by your size, but the size of your heart and dreams. I still have a long way to go, but like the sun that rises, no matter how dark the night is, the ship will sail and I will prevail. I will journey on and become the Pirate King.
よし行くか